guess we got the dictate here pretty quick.
Got a hot date, do you?
No, just don't want to get in the way of the net.
Oh, okay. Sound like you had to leave the net real quick. That's why I said you got a hot date.
During the temperature outside, I can say I've got.
Yeah, look up Raymond 7530. That's almost like ours. 7530 Raymond.
RAYMOND.
QSL.
I wonder who's actually making those trucks then.
I don't know. As far as I know, Raymond.
Sounds like a third-party name. They're probably Eaton, or if they're a floor truck like that, they're probably Eaton or somebody like that. Right, let's get out of the way on that here. I'm going to be quiet. I'll catch you afterwards if you're still here. Hey, don't keep me.
All right, we'll turn it over to John here. He's got the floor in 2 minutes.
I have a stupid question. I can't think of the club's call sign. Can somebody refresh my memory?
Whiskey Charlie, Romeo Charlie.
I used to have it written down on a piece of tape, and it was stuck to the back of my desk, and I took it down so I wouldn't say it wrong. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. We got about 1 minute to go.
Okay. I guess you didn't hear him. Probably me and Pat doubled. Thank you for jumping in there, CXO.
My pleasure. Good evening. Calling all amateur radio operators. Welcome to the Crooked River Amateur Radio Club's Tuesday night VHF net. My name is John, and my call sign is Kilo Alpha 8 Golf Kilo Golf. However, for the purpose of this net, I'll be using the club call sign Whiskey 8 Charlie Radio Charlie, W8CRC. This is an open and directed net. All amateur radio operators are invited and encouraged to check in. And we don't bite, so check in with us. Tell us what's going on. How are you staying warm? All traffic will go through net control, and since emergency traffic may break in at any time, please leave a brief pause between transmissions. The purpose of this net is to bring together all amateur radio operators for the exchange of amateur-related ideas and information, and to keep club members and the amateur radio public up to date about club meetings and other events, and to enhance net operating practices. This net meets here every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m., 1900 hours, local time. We will start the net with announcements and then ask for check-ins from any manager or member who has announcements or information of general interest to our net. Once that is complete, I'll take regular check-ins. When checking in, please give your call sign, repeat it phonetically, followed by your name. And I'll take several, and then I'll start working the list. Okay, when all check-ins are completed, I'll close the net after repeating the announcements, which at this time I'm going to hand it over to Pat, N80QP, with any club announcements. Pat?
Good evening, everybody. And welcome to our net tonight. The upcoming meeting tomorrow night, we have the Rocket Girl, Morgan Lyons. I texted her this morning, and she very graciously texted me back, and we're all set to go. All we got to do is, she's going to be in on Zoom about 7:15 tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. At which time we will have a presentation meeting. It will be on Zoom. The Zoom link will be open. It's on the website. She will be in on Zoom. However, we are doing an in-person meeting. I would prefer you came to the meeting if you are so inclined, and not kind of filtering on Zoom. Although I guess both of them are okay, but I'd prefer we would prefer the in-person meeting. Let me break a second. As of February 1st, dues were due. Is the next thing. If you haven't paid your dues, please do so forthwith, and we will be probably removing the people from the roster somewhere, I would think, about April 1st. We'll give you a couple of months leeway, and that's we're going to have to start removing them. Got a couple more updates, and then I'll turn it back to John. Number one, I talked to Scott Yonley. He was scheduled for the 16th of April to do a presentation for us. We moved him up to April 3rd, which I think is the first meeting of the month. So that will be, he'll be here for the April meeting. April 16th, we will be meeting at the Akron Red Cross for the Skywar meeting that's being held there. I haven't attended in a couple of years, and I think it's time that all of us have a little bit of a refresher, or hear what the NWS has to say. Can we break? Okay, and the March meeting, we will be doing a local Skywarn training session, which will more or less address the problems and everything we have on the repeater, what your net control is looking for when he says certain things and stuff like that. That will be the first meeting of March, which I don't remember what the date on that is. It's the first Wednesday in March. But I think that's all the announcements that I have. I'll turn it back to you, John. And actually, let's turn it over to Keith, if you don't mind, for you. Oh, no, wait a minute. You got the trivia question. Never mind. I'll turn it back to you, John. Have a Have fun with the rest of the net, and I'll be here listening out. And 8 OQP.
Okay, Pat, very good. Thank you for those announcements. And maybe we'll repeat those later before I close the net. And now for the trivia question. And the question is, how does a signal that 20 dB over S9 compare with one that reads S9 on a receiver, assuming a properly calibrated S meter? Okay, so what they're doing is comparing signals. How does a signal that reads 20 dB over
KF8CCY, Bob.
Kilo, Echo 8, Lima, Romeo, Kilo, George, Akron.
Okay, we've got 3 check-ins right there. Well, we got, checked in. We'll take KF8CCY at Bob. Good evening. How are you doing, and how are you staying warm up there?
Well, not staying too warm. Just keep trying. Other than that, just still working on this project for my nephew. It's finally going good. And for the trivia question, I have no idea. I'm going to guess E. KF8CCY, back to net.
Did you say E or T? D.
And E.
Okay, E's not on the list, but okay. And what's the project you're working on? What is it exactly?
I'm making a cabinet for his wife for her birthday. First time I've ever used hickory, and I'm never going to do it again. I've already dulled 3 blades in my table saw because it's just so stinking hard. Back to net.
All right, Bob. Well, good luck with that. I've never worked with it either and don't plan to. So I put you down for E Echo. Okay, Bob, have a good evening, and thanks for checking in with us. Kilo Lima Kilo George, I didn't get the prefix on your call, but it's your turn. Go ahead.
Good evening. This is Kilo, Echo 8, Lima, Romeo, Kilo. Good evening, John, everybody else out there. Nothing to report, just checking in for the numbers. Say hi to everybody. Forgot to mention last week, I did register for the next Skywarn, so I'll be able to attend at our next meeting. Project of my own, actually. I picked up a DIY FM radio kit to practice my soldering, so I'm going to open his bag of parts and see if I can't make a radio out of it at some point. But nothing else here. Try to stay warm. And with that, I'll go with the, I think it was 10 over, 10 times more on the answer for the trivia. I'm not sure what number it was. Back in net, K8LRK.
Okay, well, the one that was more powerful was 20 times more powerful or 100 times. That would be C and D, respectively. So is it C that you're going to call it?
That's correct, yes. C, 20 times over. I thought it was 10, but yeah, we'll go with C, Charlie. Thank you.
All right, George, thank you for checking in with us tonight. Have fun at the Skywarn meeting. I would like to go to that if I get around to it. Okay, this is W8CRC and Weekly Net, and I'm looking for more check-ins. Additional check-ins, please come now.
Kilo Alpha 8 Bravo Sierra Alpha.
Good evening. Go ahead.
Okay, good evening. Yeah, to sign up for this Skywarn training, I don't think Pat touched on it, but I'm doing it now. You go to summitares.org. That's summitares.org, and there's a link to do it. And put me down for Charlie for the answer on trivia tonight.
All right, Keith. Yep, I know that's Summit Aries, and thanks for mentioning that. If anybody wants to go to that Skywarn, it will be at Summit Aries, and you can go there at summitares.org. Okay, still looking for additional check-ins. W8CRC. Check-ins, please come now.
WD8BQS, Whiskey Delta 8, Bravo, Quebec, Sierra. Steve, Chicago Falls.
Good evening, Steve. WD8BQS. How's everything at Chicago Falls where you are?
We still have snow on the ground, and it's still cold. Looks like the thermometer says about 12 degrees or thereabouts, so it's pretty cold. Yeah, I got the driveway done and the path to the mailbox done. We're kind of a rural route, so we need to get the place for the nice mail lady to come and. In case she drops off packages to the front porch, we have to have a nice clear path to the street for her. So other than that, it's been not too bad at all. We've been doing babysitting still, and also taking care of the chickens. And they're starting to lay more eggs now. So we should be in the egg producing business, and my wife will probably be out selling those again to the neighborhood people. Back to net control, WD8BQS.
Yeah, very good, Steve. I have a quick question for you now that you mentioned it. My wife asked this question the other day, and she was interested in knowing, how long does it take from the time that a chicken hatches from the egg until it's able to start producing eggs of its own? I'll ask you that, and I'll pass the answer on to my wife.
Well, it's around 6 months. It depends on the breed too, so that varies a little bit. Normally about 6 months. They kind of mature pretty fast, so some might start laying a little earlier than that, but about 6 months.
All right, Steve, thank you. I'll be happy to pass that along to my wife, and she'll be surprised that I actually have an answer. But if she needs to know something, I usually know it off the top of my head. I don't have anything to do with chickens, so I don't know anything about that. All right, Steve. Oh, and your answer for the trivia, you didn't give me that. Do you have an answer for that?
I don't remember the answers, but it's the one. It's of course stronger, and I would go with the lowest strong answer that you had. Was that C? I'm not sure, but scratch the lower ones. It's actually stronger.
All right, Steve. I put you down for C, Charlie, and that's when I finish up the net. I'll give the answer, and we'll see who's right. Steve, stay warm and have a good evening, and thanks for checking in with us tonight. This is W8CRC looking for additional check-ins to our weekly Tuesday night evening net. Well, don't everybody speak at once, but I'll read the trivia question again in case somebody just popped in here might be interested. And the question goes, how does a signal that reads 20 dB over S9 compare to one that reads S9 on a receiver, assuming it is a calibrated S meter? And A is 10 times less powerful. B it is 20 times less powerful, and C, it is 20 times more powerful, and D, it is 100 times more powerful. So, if anybody would like to check in on the net, don't leave me hanging here. I've only got 5 check-ins so far. I'm looking for additional check-ins. This is W8CRC. Well, Pat, I'm not hearing anything. I'm surprised Ted isn't in here already. Ted is usually the first one to check in. Well, even Pat isn't talking to me now. Okay. Well, when he comes back in here, I'll have him read the announcements. But tomorrow evening is the Rocket Girl, Morgan Lyons, who she made a presentation here locally a year ago, and she's going to be doing a presentation about rockets and ham radio. And it'll be on Zoom, and the meeting is at the church, the church over in Ellett, just off of Canton Road. So if you are able to get over there, get over there. Otherwise, it will be on Zoom. I've seen Morgan before. She's interesting. I've talked to her twice. It's been a while, but I talked to her twice on 20 meters last year. So she's an interesting. She's a good operator, by the way. This is Whiskey 8, Charlie Radio Charlie, with the Tuesday night Crooked River Amateur Radio Club, VHF Net. Looking for additional check-ins. If you would like to check in, please come now.
8OQP recheck.
Yeah, Pat. At 8OQP, recheck. Go ahead.
Sorry about that. I had a minor disaster almost happen. My flipping monitor. I have a flat screen monitor on the desk. The radio's mounted behind it. For some reason, the radio decided it was going to slide, and there went the monitor. So it was like, oh, and I can't express the other word I said. But I can reread the announcements if you're ready.
Yes, we can do that. But before we do, you didn't give me your answer to the trivia question yet, and I'm looking for that.
Mark me down as C, Charlie.
Okay, you're marked down as C, Charlie. And if you'd like to reread those announcements, now's a good time. Take it away.
And my wife wants me to check her in also, so you can check in KE8FKO, Foxtrot Kilo Oscar. As far as the announcements go, meeting coming up tomorrow night, Rocket Girl, going to be a good meeting. Dues are due. $20 supports our club and lets us do all kinds of stuff. Had a text message today from somebody that was wanting to join us. So we will probably be seeing him somewhere down the road here. Skywarn meetings coming up. Actually, let's do there's a March Skywarn meeting that will be for local operation. What we'll do is we'll probably go through the procedure for checking in what net control wants to see here, whatever, and what the basic protocols are for that, and what to look for when the weather starts turning dark. Let me break. The other Skywarn meeting is April 16th. You need to sign up by the 10th. You can sign up on sumcoares.org. That's SUMCOARES.org. look it up on Google if you want to. You should be signed up by the 10th. The reason they're doing the sign up is they want to make sure that they have enough materials for everybody that's going to be there. I think that's about everything I had, John. Gave you a trivia question answer. One more round of check-in should do it. I'll go ahead and close her up whenever you're ready. I'll leave that at your discretion. N8 OKP, back to net.
Very good, Pat. Thank you for that. Those announcements. This is the W8CRC Crooked River Amateur Radio Club weekly Tuesday evening for additional check-ins. Please come now.
N8RKA.
N8RKA, go ahead, please.
Name here is Art. I'm from Stowe. I'll give you the letter C for your trivia question, and the one Pat was talking about, how the net control thing for whatever that is. Hey Pat, it's 75 and sunny over in Richfield.
I'll pay for that later.
I know that.
That's far away. Please. Okay, Art. Thank you. Have you marked down as C. Charlie? And I thank you for taking the time to check in with us tonight. Any additional check-ins, please come. Okay, not hearing any more check-ins. I will take this occasion to close the net down with, what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with 7 check-ins this evening. Hello, Flora. I didn't hear you talk, but you're on the list. So thank you for checking in as well. Let's see. I'm going to do this. I've got a script here that I'm supposed to read, and usually I just wing it. Anyway, I'll just leave it here. In preparing to close this net, I would like to thank all of you who took the time to join us tonight on the net. Without your participation, there would be no net. This has been KAHEKG, and it's my pleasure to host this evening's net. At this time, I'll close the net with 7 check-ins. Oh, wait a minute. No, we have 8. You know what? I forgot to put myself on there. Okay, I'm checked in. And so we have closing the net with 8 check-ins. So I'm going to return the repeater to customary and normal amateur radio use. And now with the trivia question, let me just reread it one time and then clarify, and then I will close this net. And the question was, how does a signal that reads 12 and D, it is 100 times more powerful? And the correct answer is D delta. A plus 20 dB signal, or a gain of 20 dBs, is 100 times more powerful than the one that's 20 dBs less. So, I'm sorry nobody got it right. Well, I did. Sorry about that. But that D delta is the correct answer. So, with that, I'm saying 73 to all, and have a great evening. This is W8CRC closing the net and returning the frequency to normal amateur use. Good night, everyone.
Sneaky one there, John.
Fixed.
That's why I said E.
Bertie, I'll call you back in a bit.
I should have known it.
Bertie, I'll call you back in a bit.
Who you going to call me?
Me.
Okay.
Gotta smack him upside the head.
Me?
No, not you. Bertie.
later this evening. The 220 machine possibly. KAGKG, I'll be quick.
Fixed. The trick question. We need to do that over again.
I hate to say this, Pat, but John just walked all over you.
Sorry, Pat, we doubled. And you can go ahead and repeat it. Something about the question?
I'm calling fixed on it.
I didn't fix it. Whoever wrote the question, he wrote it that way.
Okay, now you should be able to hear me anyway. My power. It's no wonder you beat me out. No, that's a good trivia question, and everybody should know that. But that 20 threw me. That for some reason that question, it's only 20 dB, but it's a number of S units, and each S unit you have to doubles your power, so it would be 100% more. And tricky.
Yeah, I like decibels. That's why I picked it. I love topics that relate to decibels. For whatever stupid reason, that's one of my quirks. All right, guys, have a good night. Talk later. KAGKG.
Thanks, John. Have a good evening, sir. We'll catch you down the road. W8CRC and 80QP.
Yes, this is the one and only KABSA.
Good to see my nice Linux desktop.
Are you running Linux over there now?
I'm tinkering with it. I've got it running on this thing called VBox.
I've putzed around with Red Hat before.
This ain't nothing like any Linux I've ever tried. I liked Ubuntu when it first came out. And this is using a Ubuntu core, but I'm using Mint Cinnamon.
That's right, Cinnamon. I got a couple laptops that Windows wouldn't run on over here. However, Cinnamon works on them.
You haven't put it on there, or you're going to?
I got it on there. They're sitting over on the shelf. Haven't turned them on in a while.
I'm surprised with the ability of this thing. I've got some pretty difficult drivers, and it seems to have loaded them all.
Well, you know your friend will like you running Linux.
Yeah, that's why I tried it.
He's a big Linux person.
Been on the phone with him or Zoom with him all afternoon.
From the Falls Club?
Oh no, Dale.
Oh, I wasn't thinking Dale. I was thinking someone else. His name starts with the second letter of the alphabet.
Oh no. The reason I decided to try it was Dale. And he's home this week. And I'm getting tired of what Windows is trying to shove down your throat with this 11 crap.
Yeah, I haven't upgraded. I'm still on 10. Don't know if I will.
somebody went to log on to the Facebook page today from this company, and it turns out he's a drone photographer, and he's interested in getting into ham radio. I took and I texted, because when I saw the business name, I thought, I'm not going to let that in. That's just going to be advertising. So I thought, man, maybe I ought to text him and find out what his intentions are. And it turns out he's interested in getting into the radio. He's done some drone stuff. He knows about the license for the remote control stuff, plus a bunch of other stuff he said he was familiar with. I told him he should pop into a meeting or two and get to know everybody, and we'd help point him in the right direction to get his license.
Ah, cool. That would be a nice asset to the club to have, you know?
This is very true.
I was just about to get on the old radio, or the club page.
I got some stuff that I'm trying to fix an issue that I've got with the Skywarn page, because it's not reading the emergency warnings text I've got on there. I thought I had it fixed, and then I went to put it up there, and it got all screwed up, so we just let it go with that.
I'm not sure if I sent it to you or not, but there's a couple DX10 groups on Facebook.
I know, I'm in one of them.
Okay, well, I just come across them and joined them.
Oh, this is not good.
What's up?
Skywarn page. Tell me if it looks alright.
Alright, hang on. Let me open another tab.
I'm seeing it's missing about half the page.
happened to it?
Almost looks like it's not loading the complete CSS. I'm going to go into that on Windows. I got to go to that hostinger site and see what the hell's going on.
Yeah, it looks like a mess. A lot of black everywhere. There's some of it switching into a dark red when you move your mouse to it. Of course, I'm looking at it under Firefox right now.
If it's showing up that way over here and over with you, it's more than likely doing it.
Alright, I'm going to go upstairs. Our bride is home. And see if I can conjure up for food for tonight, for dinner. I'm getting grumbellies too.
Yeah, we just had pork chops and some pasta. It was pretty good. Anyway, I'll catch you. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can straighten this mess out. It's probably going to encompass a phone call. Anyway, I'll catch you. Have a good evening. And OQP. I'll be around.
Alright. Yeah, it's doing about the same under Explorer.
I just got notification that the PHP version is no good anymore. And that's probably what screwed this up. I don't ask for this stuff, it just happens.
You'll get it fixed. I got faith in you. Alright, N8OQP, and whoever else is out there, this is KABSA. Catch you later.
It's Keith and OQP. East, sir.